Hello and welcome to the most recent episode of the Wyld Morris YouTube channel. And today I'm pleased to say, for our second person being interviewed, it's Karen, one of our dancers. Hello, Karen.
Hello, good morning.
So I keep thinking that you're one of our newest dancers. When was it that you joined Wyld Morris, and what are your memories about when you joined the team and started to learn Cotswold and border dances?
It was October, November 2019 when I joined. And I joined because I was watching Morris dancers at an event in Lyme Regis. I enjoy barn dancing and decided it looked a bit like barn dancing. So I met Bryony and asked if I could join you.
And then you joined, and I recall when your first couple of practices, I thought, oh, Karen's good, she knows how to dance. It was obvious that you'd done some barn dancing before. You knew a lot of the moves. So how was it, those first few practices?
They were very interesting. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was interesting, and people were very kind and told me what to do. Yeah, it is similar to barn dancing in a way, but I'm sure you don't want to hear that. No, it was. I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it ever since I started. Everybody's been really nice and kind.
When was your first performance?
My first time out was in the orchard. Is it January the 12th when you're blessing the blossoms or something? That was my first time out in public. Yeah.
And what a wonderful day it was. It was a really bright, sunny day, wasn't it?
It was. It was a beautiful day. I was a bit nervous because I'd not been dancing with you very long. So I only did one of the easier dances with you and kind of watched on most of the time. But it was a beautiful day and I did enjoy it.
And as well as the dancing, I seem to recall that you also sing as well, that you join in with the Wyld Morris band and singers. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, I enjoy singing. Yes. So yeah, I've been to a couple of things that Ruth's organised.
Because there was a carol do, wasn't there, outside the Rope Makers, I can recall.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, the Rope Makers, and then is it the Bull that we went up to as well? Yes, I did join in with them, and yeah, it's good fun. I enjoy singing, so it was I did like that. Well, especially the alcohol afterwards.
Absolutely. So there we were. You were joining in the singing, the carols, just before Christmas. You made your debut in January on a lovely summer day, and we're looking so much forward to the season when we'll be dancing out and preparing for our 10th anniversary. And then came COVID, and it was just about a year ago. And so you'll probably remember. Let me just get this slide up. You'll remember the Zoom meetings.
Yes. Yeah, I remember the Zoom meetings. They were really interesting, and it kept in touch of everybody in the group, which was really nice, especially as I'm still so new to the group. It just made me still feel kind of included with you all.
I think they were really useful, in particular with getting to know people. So there were quite a number of new musicians who joined the team, and I hadn't really spoken to them at the practices, but that was a really great opportunity to get to know a range of people. So that was
yes.
And of course, we also heard about some of the history of the team and the music from Ruth and some of the other founder members.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Bryony being the founder member as well, she really told us how it all started, which was very interesting.
And I must admit, it was fascinating. I must admit, there were stories of the first dance out, which were fascinating. The first dance out was 10 years ago on this 1st of May. And of course, the team danced in jeans and were frowned upon for not having proper kit. But now we've got really nice kit, haven't we? So we're both learning. I
Yeah, yeah.
I know, aren't we proud of it? I must arrange an interview with Ruth, who made these for the entire team. But we don't normally have the opportunity to wear them. But these Zoom interviews are a great opportunity.
Yeah, the opportunity will arise, won't it, eventually? Let's hope it's this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, of course, we had the Zoom meetings, and the Zoom meetings took place in March, April, and May. I think we had 8 of them. And then we put them on hold for a bit. And then we were able to have some practices out on, where was it, Borough Gardens. And this was, we had to be careful and not too many people there, and we were distanced and the like. And we had to learn some variations of the dances. So we weren't allowed to do the hands arounds. We did the stick arounds, and we adapted the dances a bit. And then come October, I think the rules changed, and we were allowed to do some dances. So let's just look at what we were doing back then. So this was, I think it was in October and November. I think we had 5 dance outs outside Bridport Antiques. And this is an interesting one, because you'll see 4 dancers there. Normally there are 6, but because of the rules, we couldn't have 6 dancers. So there was you opposite Roger. So that's one dance. I took a photo of you, and then the next one was with 5 dancers. And so you'll see there are 6 of us, the 5 dancers, and so at the background playing her accordion. And because there were only 5 dancers, I had nobody to stick against. So it was really weird. But if you look at the background, you'll see the people who are fascinated by a bit of normality coming back into town. And what happened, I know there was a couple of people, they brought the kids along in a pram on a weekly basis to see us dancing. So that was really lovely.
The amusing thing about that dance out was when there were some workmen who started drilling the road. We were halfway through a dance and the drilling started. So we had to ask how long they'd be. And they were really kind. They stopped drilling as soon as they could. And stood and watched us and didn't start drilling again until we finished the dance, which was really nice of them, considering they were workmen. It was, yeah, that was funny.
It was. I'd completely forgotten about that. And of course, it's true. They want us to see a bit of normality around town as well. So to see some nice dancing will add a bit of variety to their day as well. So that was really good.
And we had to be really careful, as you said, that there were only 6 of us, 1 musician, and the other 5 of us taking it in turns to dance. And Vicky worked really hard at making the lines so that we didn't go out of the lines, so being near the public and keeping the public away from us dancing because of the distancing that we had to do. And the other thing, as you say, we couldn't do the dances that I was just starting to learn as I'd learned them. We had to redo them to make sure we did keep our distance. And so in a lot of cases where we would probably have touched hands, we were using our sticks instead. Yeah. And yeah, we had to really alter the dances a bit, which is going to be a big problem to me for when we get back to normal, because I'm going to have to learn them all again.
I know. We'll all be fun because we'll all be in a similar position. We'll all be newcomers. We'll all be new dancers, new versions of the dance.
Yes. But I must say that everybody, even then, when we were dancing in October, last October, everybody was really kind and kept telling me where I was going and what I was doing, because I'm tending to get the dancers a little bit mixed up sometimes.
Not the only one, I'm telling you. And it was interesting, the things that you're saying about the stuff that Vicky had to do. So Vicky is our squire, and she spent a lot of the time basically planning doing the risk assessments and mitigating against those risks and looking at the rules and the guidelines and
getting the permission.
getting the
She had to get the permission, didn't she?
It was really good. Bridport Antiques were absolutely fantastic about allowing us to dance there, and Vicky did liaise with Richard there. So that was really, really good. And I'm hoping that in the next show, I'll interview with Vicky, and so she can explain a bit more about what she was doing. So here we are now. We're kind of I had my vaccination the day before yesterday. So I think we're all looking forward to when we'll be able to dance out properly. I think we'll have to have a number of practices, as you were saying, to both to remember the dancers, but also to get back to fitness, up to fitness. So what are you looking forward to once we are allowed to dance out?
Well, really, what am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to getting back to rehearsals so that I can learn the dancers. And then, yeah, as you say, dancing out so that the public can enjoy a bit of normality and, well, just enjoy watching us dance, because they do enjoy watching us dance, don't they? So, no, I am looking forward to dancing again, really. I find it's a really good exercise. Keeps you fit, and perhaps if I say it's a good laugh, you might not like that, but I do find it a good laugh and really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to getting back to those days again.
Absolutely, and I think as it's our 10th anniversary year, I hope we will be able to get round to some of the villages. That was one thing I particularly liked, are those Wednesday dance outs during the summer, where we go to a village and go to a pub and dance outside and have a few pints, and maybe a bit of a sing song in the pub afterwards. So
yeah,
both of those days arrive quickly.
Yes, very much so. Because I've never really done any proper dancing out yet. With me not joining till October, November, the only one was the January one, and then that was it. Everything else was cancelled. So I've never really done the course yet. So I am looking forward to that.
I think we are. So Karen, thanks, great. That was really lovely and great chatting to you.
Okay.
Thanks for your interview.
That's okay.